Okay, part of the rest of my life story, right? So I grew up through ninth grade going to Christian middle schools, and I started in a Christian high school. Um, I started school in second grade. I was a year behind. My brother started in first grade. My mom had been teaching us from books she'd gotten from public schools that they weren't using anymore. So when I say I started school in second grade, they put me in first grade because she'd been teaching me at the same level as my brother. So I didn't like that very much. Being behind made me feel pretty excluded. But so there were first and second graders in the intro class, right? I guess just this need to like be ahead or prove I was something. And this probably started before I entered school, but there were like about 20 kids in the school, 25 tops. We would have these kind of competitions in the gym. There was like this whole exercise competition. I got the most jump ropes and I had the longest wall sit. I don't think we were competing with the older kids. So I think it was between like first and fourth grade or something. And it might have just been first and second grade. There were only like 10 other kids I was competing against, but I kind of made up my mind I was going to beat this kid, Matthew, at the wall sit because he would give up and I wouldn't, no matter how much it hurt. So these kind of things are like how I started to build like the foundation of myself. It's just, and I would say I still haven't given up, but there's been like a lot of years where my hope diminished. Where I just couldn't see myself shining anymore. I guess while entering college, I was pretty alone. I started to make some friends, but I thought they were boring, so I stopped hanging out with them. And I tried to make friends with people I thought were more interesting, and they weren't that interested in me, so I was like, okay, I don't want the friends that are coming towards me, and the people I'm coming towards don't want to be friends with me. So I just kind of felt pretty isolated. I'd say there was one cool person I actually really liked and we got along. Maybe that's kind of how life is. You just kind of only meet a few people that you really jive with, but she was a musician. She liked my style and stuff, and kind of a hippie chick. Um, guess I still didn't hang out with her much because I didn't think I was worth her time. Although I really liked her. She liked me too, but so I guess just like all these blocks against intimacy and closeness with people. So for the better part of my life since my friends betrayed me in high school, I've been not really able or willing to let anybody in. I started to like understand more about love after having my son when I was 26 and kind of started crying and stuff and letting go of some of the pain and hurt that happened in high school. I don't know if these times matter to other people or they kind of stick with you, but it really stuck with me because my mom had been diagnosed with schizophrenia and taken to a mental hospital when I was 15. And she was kind of in and out of the house in high school. Just kind of a shadow of her former self. And it was just hard to find a light in my own life when hers was gone. I still managed to do pretty well, but I felt pretty empty inside. And I guess it's like if nothing had ever happened to her, if she had just been the woman she was before she started talking to herself out loud and having delusions of grandeur. It's just that was a really unsettling time for me. I was very embarrassed to have her as my mother, because she would walk around the apartment complex talking to herself, or she'd like barricade herself in the bathroom in the grocery store across the road. I just didn't want anyone to know she was my mom because I thought they'd think I was crazy. Spent a lot of time trying not to look crazy, when like all I really want is to look crazy or be out of the norm, which I kind of am anyway. And like jobs I had, or I've been called out there before. I just think anybody who'd been through what I had would be a little out there. And it's by like God's saving grace I didn't lose my mind. Because you think there's some sort of stability in having a schizophrenic mother. I had to constantly like check myself for my own sanity. And it's just my older brothers and sisters who were out of the house by this point, like, I have no idea what that was like. I was somehow supposed to hold it all together while feeling like I was losing my mind. And I was able to do that for a while. But I guess by college I felt so empty that there was just no going back to the hope. I didn't know how to find it.